Seminole Nation and the Robert Hook Show is brought to you by premier sponsor, First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, Bugmobile of Arkansas, H&R Block of Mississippi County, Ed Harshman and Harshman Reynolds, and Roller Swift Funeral Home. And now, the Robert Hook Show. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Robert Hook Show right here on Facebook and YouTube. Special Wednesday night version tonight, Bobby, because of the holiday kind of got us a little bit off the beaten path there, but we're here on a Wednesday night. And so happy to be back for another edition of the Robert Hook. Seemed like it took forever. Had it been forever?
It's been a long time.
God.
I hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
Get out and had a good time getting into fall and harvest is starting. Our friends in the agricultural business will be busy for the next month or so.
I agree.
So I hope they enjoyed that weekend.
Well, I mean, we got to play in the Hootens Kickoff Classic, brought to you by Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield on a Monday night. And that's another reason why, folks, we're so kind of off balance here is because we got to play that game on a Monday night, and it gave us the rest of the week off and the weekend, and gives you a whole nother week to prepare for the next game. And we go to Centennial Bank Stadium at ASU, and Bobby, hats off to Chad Hooten and Hooten's Arkansas Magazine, Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Also, hats off to Arkansas State University and Centennial Bank Stadium for allowing us to come over and be in that kickoff classic. They ran a wonderful, wonderful football game.
Top notch, very professional, first class. Hospitality was great. The room that we were in the press box was awesome.
Yes.
We were able to get up there and put a nice presentation together for the folks that couldn't be there. And it was both games and the festivities surrounding the game were first class.
Yes, had a big game before that with Jonesboro West Side and Greene County Tech. Came down to the end with the West Side getting the win, and then led up to the nightcap with the Valley View Blazers and the Osceola Seminoles, and Valley View comes out on top 36-19 over your Osceola Seminoles in the Kickoff Classic. And Coach Hooks, so glad to have you here, taking your time out of your busy schedule and being here with us tonight. Coach, it seemed like Osceola just got off on the wrong foot. Safety on the opening possession. Looked like the ball was snapped before MJ was ready for it, and they get a safety, and things just didn't seem to flow from there.
Well, we just continue to shoot ourselves in the foot, and Valley View had a lot to do with that. A well-coached football team, hard-nosed football team. They were stronger than we gave them credit for. Now, I mean, we knew that they would be well coached. We knew that they were going to fly to the football. We knew that they were going to run it hard, but they were stronger than we gave them credit for, and they had a great game plan, and they did what it took to win that football game. And we helped them out a little bit, but that is what you have to do when you get opportunities like that. They capitalize on their opportunities, and unfortunately, we weren't able to win the ball game. So, but it's a good measuring tool for us, for our program, for our kids to see how much more harder we need to work, and what we need to do to come together. Gave us, as coaches, let us know what we need to do to come together to adjust to come up with plans to stop the run and to move the football.
Coach, we talk about from the scrimmage game. We talked about turnovers. We talked about what set the tone in the scrimmage game against Nettleton was the turnovers at the very beginning, because what it did is it gave your Seminoles a boost. I mean, just an energy that, hey, we can play with this team, and we're going to continue to keep playing hard, and it's all going to work out. Well, it just kind of flopped the opposite in this game. You had 4 turnovers in this game, 3 interceptions, and 1 fumble. And it seemed like every time that you got something going, you had that turnover, it just killed your momentum.
Yes, we had that, and we had a couple botched snaps, a couple bad snaps or early snaps, so to say, and just out of sync. Period. And ultimately that's my fault, and I take the blame for that, and we're gonna work to make sure that that it doesn't happen again. So the only thing we can do, the only thing I know to do is to work harder. So, and that's what we've been doing, preparing for the Blytheville Chickasaws.
You know, Coach, and you talk. We've sat here and talked about the, you kind of prophesied a little bit there at the end of the Nettleton game that if you played that way against Valley View, it would come back to haunt you, and it did. Well, let's talk about the positives. What positive did you take away from the ball game over at Centennial Bank Stadium that you could build on going forward in the season?
Positive. I think that we could move the ball. We moved the ball, and we, like I said, you had a bad snap here, and we forced a thrower here there. I actually saw Kenyon Troop. This was Kenyon's Troop first time making it through the first game. So, and we saw him getting after people on film, and trying to be the bell cow. He was the guy who was getting after somebody every single play. So we had that, and of course the receiver play was pretty good. Rod Hale and Brandon Johnson, I thought they did a pretty good job of protecting on the edge and running the football when they didn't have as many opportunities as they should have, but the opportunities that they got, I thought they did okay. And defensively, even though we give up over 200 yards rushing and give up 2 big plays in the air, Trey Moore, come up and made plays all night. Dan Newsom made plays on both sides of the ball, and right now he's asserting himself as our leader overall. Just that vocal guy who can get us lined up defensively where we need to be, and also just trying to be the guy that gets everybody in line. So that's what we took as far as the positive stuff. And I didn't see anybody just quit and lay down either. So we made a run right there in the second half, and if we could just get one more score, I think it's a different story. But hats off to Valley View, Coach Cocker and his staff, his players. Did a great job.
Coach, one thing I saw during the night is you kind of alternated quarterbacks. Can you talk a little bit about that philosophy?
Well, that's another thing that we learned. We learned that our guys can't play both ways, playing the quarterback position and playing the inside linebacker. That is a lot of pounding to the body. So, what we're going to have to do, we're going to play – whichever quarterback is playing offense is not going to play on defense that series, and we'll alternate according to that. And right now, we're going to let those guys battle. We're going to let them battle. MJ's going to play a couple series. Dunn's going to play a couple series, and we're going to see who can lead us and can be that guy. Right now we've had pretty good practices, and I think it's going well. And, so it's been a good battle so far.
Looking at some of your stats here, Coach, 9-7 at the end of the first quarter. They scored 13 points in the second quarter, 7-6 in the third quarter, 7-6 in the fourth quarter. Coach, at one time, you were down, I think it was 29-19, with an opportunity on a big third down play of getting the ball back and turning this ball game around, and they hit a big play over the top on a pass. Yes. Kind of got behind your defensive back and for a score, and it just felt like all the air come out because you could feel it turning. You could feel it. We just scored, and we got them on a big third down. I think it was 3rd and long at the time. Yes. And I'm thinking, hey, we got to stop right here and get them to punt this ball back. The Seminoles are going to be in this ball game. But like I said, they throw the ball over the top and just kind of got back behind a receiver. And the big play there, I think, just almost sewed it up for the Valley View Blazers. Just little stats here, Bobby, what I was bringing up. 22-yard gain. MJ Vance ran the ball very well. He had a big pass to Greg Hooks, is one of our great receivers. He had a touchdown pass from Don Littleton at quarterback to Trey Moore. We had a touchdown pass from MJ Vance to Dan Newsom on just a unbelievable play. He throws it in double coverage. Dan goes up and shows them that he wants it more than they do, and they've got him by the jersey. He finds a way to get loose and goes into the end zone for a touchdown. But Coach, one I was going to bring up to you. MJ has a run, 3-yard run, kind of leaps into the end zone, comes down on top of the crown of his helmet. And that's very scary from a standpoint of he comes down the right way on that helmet, it could have really hurt him. Is that something that is? I mean, I know it's instinct for a player to say, "I got to get that 1 yard, however I can get it," but leaving your feet, you're leaving yourself open for injury.
Yes, in that situation, we always tell them, if you leave your feet, the biggest thing is you better come down with that football.
Right.
You better have that football that when you come down.
Right.
And you have to admire that guy that just giving up his body. He gave up his body all night, and sometimes willingly, sometimes not willingly. But he battled. He took some shots, and I was proud of the way that he responded from it. He didn't shy away from it. Didn't shy away from me or anybody else without getting on him. And I think he's ready. He's ready to prove that he is the guy and that he can do it. And we're just gonna have to wait and see about that.
Yes, sir. Bob, anything else on the
Coach? Talk to me about Trey Moore, and did you expect? What I've taken away from the scrimmage and then the week 0 game with Valley View. Trey just seems to show up on both sides of the ball. He's always hustling. He's always around the ball. He's always seems to be in the right spot. Did you expect that out of Trey this year?
100%. Trey Moore, like I say, he's a guy that I call him the silent assassin. He's not going to – you won't know he's out there unless he's out there making a play, because he's not going to say one word. You tell him what to do, yes, sir, and he's going to fly to the football, whether it's tackling the football or it's going to catch the football. That's him, 100% reps, full speed on every play. He's going to do what he has to do. That's the way he practices.
That shows. Like shows on the field. He's had a really good 2 games at the start of the season. He seems to have a really good nose for the ball, and he seems to always be in position and be in the right place.
He's a guy. Again, he's a 3-year starter on both sides, at corner and at receiver, and he also played safety his sophomore year too. So this is not his first rodeo, and I'm telling you, he's a tremendous football player.
Folks, that is the recap of the game between Valley View and Osceola. Valley View gets the win in week 0, 36-19 over your Osceola Seminoles. And at this time, we're going to take a break and let our sponsors get a word in. We'll be back in just a minute.
First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas is the official bank of the Seminole Nation and the Robert Hooks Show. Our premier sponsor, First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, is Eastern Arkansas's largest independently owned bank. First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas specializes in all your banking needs, including personal banking, online banking, business banking, savings accounts, loans, CDs, and IRAs. Go down to the First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, speak with President Greg Reese and teller supervisor and loan processor Taylor Lucius for all your banking needs. First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas is a proud sponsor of the Osceola Seminole Nation and the Robert Hooks Show. First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, member FDIC. Bugmobile of Arkansas, located at 408 South Walnut in Osceola, specializes in pest control and termite control for both residential and commercial properties. Owners Oscar and Jade Gonzalez would be happy to come out and give you a free estimate, and you can also contact Bugmobile at 870-563-6811. Bugmobile is a proud sponsor of your Osceola Seminoles and the Seminole Nation. H&R Block of Mississippi County is a tax preparation and financial service located at 2981 West Kaiser in Osceola. They can be reached at 870-563-5710. H&R Block of Mississippi County is a proud sponsor of the Seminole Nation. Ed Harshman and Harshman Rentals, located at 202 West Johnson in Osceola, can meet all of your residential and storage rental needs. Harshman's has apartments and housing located throughout Osceola and Mississippi County, both furnished and unfurnished, available for rent. You can contact Harshman Rentals at 870-563-3694. Ed Harshman and Harshman Rentals are a proud sponsor of Osceola Seminole Athletics and the Seminole Nation. Roller Swift Funeral Home of Osceola is a proud sponsor of the Seminole Nation and Osceola Seminole Athletics. Located at 2173 US 61 South, Roller Swift Funeral Home specializes in funeral services and helping families with the costs associated with them. For more information, contact them at 870-563-6578 and speak with David Tucker. Roller Swift Funeral Home, with all our respect.
And welcome back to the Robert Hooks Show. Coach, as we look ahead to next week, this Friday night, Seminole Stadium, 7 o'clock, the Battle of the Counties, what I'm going to call it. The North versus the South. Blytheville versus Osceola. And I'm going to tell you, it'll be standing room only. There'll be a lot of people there. And both teams coming in 0-1 on the season. Folks, just a little history here. Seminoles fell 36-19 to Valley View, and Blytheville fell 44-14 to Marion last Friday night. But watching a little film on Blytheville is explosive in a lot of areas. Coach, I know you've done a lot of studying on them. Looking back at that game last week, number one, Jamel Woods, 5'8", 185 running back, senior. He gets an opening. He's still going to be running. He is flat out fast, very, very good athlete. And then the quarterback, number 3, Jeremiah Northern, 6 foot 180, sophomore. Seemed like the whole offense went through them too last Friday night. Watching a little of that film, just couldn't get a lot of stuff. I mean, come out 14-0. They jumped on Marion and had a pick 6, returned it for a touchdown. Right. And then Jamel Woods had a huge run. Yeah, on a huge run. They're up 14-0, and good teams could just. A lot of teams would fold. Oh, we can't get nothing going. We'd let Blytheville win, but Marion kept a composure and came back and defeated Blytheville 44-14. So both teams coming in 0-1 on the season. Blytheville's got a first-year coach who's been there, but he's a first-year coach, Lance Stone. He took over for the coach that moved into an administrative role up there. Know a lot of them kids. The kids know each other. A lot of those little kids know the Blytheville kids. The Blytheville kids know those little kids. So I know they're looking forward to a big game this Friday night at Seminole Stadium. Just tell us a little bit about the Blytheville Chickasaws and how you've had to prepare to try to slow down a lot of the stuff that they do.
One thing, like you say, when you turn on the film, those guys, Woods, he is very scary. He can take it to the house at any point. It doesn't on the play that he scored on against Marion. It's a screenplay where the defensive end locks him up, and he spins out of it and goes, I think, about 60 yards with it. So he, very explosive. He is their bell guy. We team camp with him this summer, and then he did a lot of that on us this summer. Before we could get him corralled up. And the Northern kid, the quarterback, he is, he throws a pretty good ball, and he's a real strong guy. I think he's heavier than 180. I think he's about 200 pounds at least. He has to be 200 pounds. He runs a downhill runner and mans the offense pretty well. So looking at those two guys, you think it just goes through them, but we've personally, from team camp, we know that they have some good receivers. Number 22, the slot receiver, is a kid that is pretty good. They have 2 outside receivers, number 12 and number 8. I think they have number 11 that comes in and plays some receiver for them. They have playmakers all over the field, and it's just a matter of making sure we got a hand on everybody and making sure that we communicate defensively. That is the biggest thing. We have to communicate. But also, once you turn on the tape, those offensive linemen, the offensive linemen are big, physical,
very physical,
physical, strong guys. And the left guard is the smallest guy, but he may be the most explosive out of all. So we're gonna have our hands full with them. Then you go to the defense. They're going, well, I don't know if they'll run a 4-front or a 3-front. So, that's some extra preparation that you have to do because you don't know what they're going to run defensively. And they're going to a 3-2 defense, and, which could cause us some problems. So we're going to have our hands full on Friday night.
Well, Coach, from seeing on the film, they like to spread you out. They want to put you in 3-4 wide receiver sets, have one running back in the backfield, which is usually Mr. Woods there. And then they like to just they'll try to catch you sneaking into the backfield and throw one on you. Or if you're laid back too much, they'll give number 1 the ball and say catch him if you can. So I know they want to spread the ball out. A lot of preparation goes into that. Talk a little bit about your preparation and what you've been doing in practice this week, just to try to stop some of that.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is working on tackling and corralling the football, making sure that we gang tackle. One guy is I have not seen the first guy tackling. It's always the second guy is the one that has to come in and help. One man tackling I have not seen yet. So, we just want to get 11 hats to the football, and fly to the football and make sure that we corral them, and don't trust that one person has got them. Run till the whistle blows. Finish through, run through contact. So that's what we've been hammering on, and making sure that we know where the receivers are, and we're in the right coverage.
And you mentioned the size of that offensive line and the physicality that they play with. That jumped off the film at me when I was watching the game with Marion. They are large. They move well. They're very agile. They do try to spread you out, and they play well in space. How do you feel like you match up defensively on your front with that offensive front? And are there things that you can do to negate that size and that physicality?
Well, we know that we can match up with them, because we, like I say, that same offensive line was there this summer, and we had some success, but it went back and forth. So judging off previous matchups, in the summer, I think it's going to be a good hard fought ball game, and we think there's some things that we can do, but just gonna have to wait and see if that works.
Bob, we talked a little bit about turnovers. Again, I'll refer back. You play your scrimmage game, you don't turn the ball over at all. Turn the ball over 4 times against Valley View. It's very imperative this week that the Seminoles get off on the right foot and get moving in the right direction. You got to minimize penalties, and you got to minimize turnovers. Watching a little film last week, Blytheville, I'm sure they worked on it in practice, but they like to jump. A lot of times Marion went on 2, and they're real antsy to get across the ball, and they jumped a lot, and that helped out. It helped the momentum on Marion. Coach, I know you don't like to turn the ball over. I've known you for a long time. That's something that you're just giving a game away when you're doing that. And talking to you just earlier in the week, you told me you don't mind getting beat, but you hate it when you beat yourself. And just talk a little bit about that philosophy, and because I got a lot out of it when you talked to me about it. But you get beat, but giving them a game, right, it's tough to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, if you playing an opponent who is just doing everything right and beating you, that's, you can deal with that a little. I still hate losing, but you can deal with that a little bit better than just knowing that you've aided in beating yourself. Like Boonville, those guys, they beat us.
Exactly.
They just outright beat us, and we aided Valley View in this one, and like I said, they had a lot to do with it, but what you don't want to have is self-inflicted wounds. And we go back and watch the tape in the first quarter, we had 5 of them. We had 5 of them in the first quarter.
Right.
With the safety. Then you give up the punt, and we have 2 bad snaps that negate us getting first downs. And then also we had the fumble in the first quarter where it's 3rd and short, we sneak it. So right there where we had momentum and lose it, and just self-inflicted wounds where we hurt ourselves, and they capitalize on it. So you want to protect the football. Protect the football.
Keys to the game this week, Coach. Give us the keys to the game.
First off, stopping the run. We have to stop the run, and also be able to not give up the big play, because like you said, they are going to throw it deep to their fast big receivers. We just have to not give up the big play, and protect the football. And we have to be able to run the football. We're going to try and run the football a little bit more this week, and if we can do that, that'll open up, I think, a lot of our passing game. And that's one of the things we've been honing on, and hopefully it'll work out.
Bobby, the Seminoles and the Chickasaws have had some battles. I mean, some battles. and they've got us more than we've got them. I'll tell you that. And it's hard to stand up here and say that, but it is what it is. One thing about being a journalist like we are, we're going to be real, and I'm real. Blytheville has beat us more than we beat them. We look forward to it. We got a lot of fans, a lot of friends. My cousin here, Bobby, he works for Blytheville. Yep, I work for Osceola, so yep. we've got that thing going on. We want a big atmosphere down there this Friday night. We want people to come out. It's going to be nice, maybe a little warm. I'm understanding it's going to be in the 90s during the day, but maybe about game time it would be in maybe the higher 80s or something like that. We want people to come out, folks. The name of the game is to get in the stands and cheer these boys on. I can promise you, I didn't make a practice until today, but I can promise you after that loss last Monday night, the Seminoles have worked their tail off to get ready for Blytheville, and they're not going to let you down. Bobby, just tell a little bit about what it means to have all these people in the stands, and don't worry about feeling unsafe, because we're going to make sure you feel safe, and we're going to have a good environment for football Friday night.
We'll have a good environment. We'll have good people from both communities will bring good folks, and our law enforcement partners, which I'm part of, will be out. We'll be out there and making sure that everybody's safe. But it's huge to a kid to look up in those stands and see that home side full. You can't control what the visitors do, but the community here, Osceola, can get out there and support these kids. Coach hit on the keys to the game. You got to get Woods on the ground. You got to get him on the ground. You can't let him dance around. And he is a physical runner. He's not afraid to put his shoulder down. And I think you're exactly right, Coach. You got to make the quarterback beat you. And I agree with you that you need to run the football more. I think your plan would have been to run it more against Valley View, but you're playing from behind, so you got to try and move the football. But these kids are out there. They've worked hard. It's hot, and I can remember those August and September days, out behind the gym in Luxor, thinking I was going to die.
Exactly.
Coach Gathan telling me just to keep going. But it is hard work, and it does those kids good when they look up in that home stand and they see that thing full.
And that's what it's all about. It's what it's all about. We're gonna be ready to play this Friday night, no doubt about it. Hope to see all of our friends from Blytheville. Y'all come on down. We'll have that popcorn popping on the visitor side over there. We look forward to a big night. You come on down from Blytheville, fill the stands up, cheer on your Chickasaws, the Seminole Nation. Don't wait till 7 o'clock to get in them stands. We want them stands full early. Get up in there. Let's get this stadium rocking like we did the last time we were in this stadium against Rising, when it was standing room only. Don't wait to get your tickets. Get on in there. Hey, we've sold all the box seats. We're sold out, Coach. So don't worry about it. You can't get no more box seats, folks. What we need you to do is be in the stands this Friday night to cheer on your Seminoles. Hey, just a little bit real quick. We're on Wednesday night this week. We're back on Tuesday night next week, and it'll be Tuesday every week at 6 o'clock. Tune into the Seminole Nation on YouTube and also the Facebook page. You can see it every week here. Talk a little bit about the future. As we get down to homecoming is October the 11th. During that week, we got something special for you folks. Not going to tell you right now. I'm going to make you tune in.
It's going to be fun.
I'm going to make you tune in to learn more about it. But the week of October the 11th, the homecoming week against Manila, the Seminole Nation has something special for you. And you're going to want to be a part of this. It's going to be awesome. But I'm not going to tell you tonight. I'm not going to do it. We've been sworn to secrecy. It's going to be fun.
Have we even told Coach?
I think the coach knows it. Yes, because he's got to be a big.
Jade?
Jade knows it.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
yep.
All right.
So we got to make sure that it's going to be a big week. It'll be something different for the Seminole Nation. Hey guys, thank you so much to our sponsors: First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, Bougainville, Roller Swift Funeral Home, Ed Harshman Reynolds,
H&R Block,
in Mississippi County. Yes, sir. Did I leave anybody else out? Because they're going to call me if I do.
And everybody get on Facebook, hit the like button,
Yes.
YouTube, subscribe. The more viewers that we're able to pull into this, the better this will work,
Yes.
and hopefully it'll continue to grow, and maybe we can offer some more information or some more series out there to get you more in tune with Seminole football and Seminole athletics.
That's right.
And what's going on in the programs. And it is testament to Coach Hooks and what he's done
Yes.
with this group of young men to get them out here. When I saw them Monday night after that loss, I didn't see any heads hanging. I saw young men walk across the field, extend their hand, show sportsmanship, and do the right thing. And that's what this is really all about. I've told people throughout my career in law enforcement, I can tell a man that has played team sports as a kid. I can see it in them, and that's what this is all about. It's making young men and turning them into men.
No doubt.
And I think Coach Hooks does an exceptional job in that arena.
No doubt. It's just another way. It's just another way we can get Seminole football and Seminole athletics to the world. They're very excited about it. We got a lot of people, Bob, that don't live here. They live way off, and I've got people calling me and texting me, sending me Facebook messages, letting me know thank you so much for bringing them football games live.
And if you've got ideas, tell us. Send us a comment, send us a message. Tell us what you'd like to see. If there's something else, there's something we can add to the show.
Exactly.
Let us know, and we'll see what we can do to get it in there.
Talked to Keith Street today. Keith Street played with Steve Oakes in that group back in the day. And 88, class of 88. I made a mistake and said 89. My brother, same class. He said, "No, don't put that on us. We're the class of 88." And talked to him today. Very excited about Seminole football, and he don't live here anymore. But man, he keeps up with it. Watches the live feed. Makes a donation to the Booster Club. So it's getting out to the world. There's alumni all over the world that wants to keep up with Seminole football, and we're able to do this because of the generous donations of our sponsors and because of the hard work that's put into this.
And Monday night we're coming out of the press box there, and there's Jerry Rapert, OCL alumni. I played against Jerry in high school. Coach Lance Sisk was there.
Yes,
and haven't seen Lance in years, but those folks are coming back. Of course, Jerry's got a son that plays for Valley View.
Number 6, Jeb Rapert.
Jeb Rapert, he an outstanding football player.
Outstanding.
Jerry always had a motor too. He was always a hard charger, a hard player.
Yes.
But they're there as much for Osceola as they are for anything
Well,
else.
he'll tell you. My son plays for Valley View, and I'm proud to be a Valley View Blazer. But I bleed purple and gold. I am an Osceola Seminole.
Yep.
And folks, I don't care what you say. Say what you want to say. I don't care. At the end of the day, you can go put on whatever colors you want to, and you can run around and call yourself this and that. If you graduated from Osceola and you donned that purple and gold, you will forever bleed purple and gold. You will always be an Osceola Seminole, and that's what it's all about. Bobby's a Luxor Panther.
I am.
And Coach, we ain't gonna talk about you, but he's from that other school down there, and
he's really a Panther.
Yeah.
He is.
ain't nothing wrong with none of that. That's right.
I'm a coach.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I love the coach.
Coach, thank you so much for allowing us to do this. You take time out of your schedule, Coach. Folks, he's been at school since 7:30 this morning. He done went all week long, all day long. They had football practice. I left out there between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. They went in, did work all the way up till he got here. I'll tell you, we taped this show at 8:30 at night, and he walks in at 8:25, just coming from the field house. And he's going to stay here with us to about 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and then he's going to go home, see his wife and family, get a few hours. He's back at school the next day. That's the life of a coach, and that's what we like to bring you. We want you to show you that these men just don't show up and draw stuff in the stand and say, well, let's go play football. They work their tail off. And I'm proud to be a Seminole. I'm proud that Coach Hooks is here with us. I'm proud to be doing this with my family, Bobby Eflin. He's my cousin. I love him dearly. This is what it's all about, family. And Osceola Seminole football is family. Until next week, for Bobby Eflin, Coach Robert Hooks, Friday night, folks, get in the stands, 7 o'clock, the Seminoles and the Chickasaws. Coach, anything else? Bobby?
Let's fill those stands up.
Yes, sir.
Fill it up. Show them you mean it.
See you next week, folks.